It's a pleasure to talk to you about this film. I think it works at so many levels, but the first one is the simplicity of how the whole science jargon is portrayed in the film. Was it also a pleasure as an actress to just be able to explain all that so easily?
It wasn't easy to it wasn't easy to wrap my head around all the science aspects of it. But that's what I one of the things I like most about acting is being challenged by different characters and different stories and things like that. But I agree with you. I think that when you watch the film and also when you read the book and the script as well, it does make you feel like you can understand it and that you know exactly what's going on and things like that. But playing my character, I definitely spent a lot of time researching things and making sure I felt confident in the things that I was dealing with on screen.
It's absolutely a movie about human relationships, first and foremost. How did you guys form that bond as the crew stranded on the Hermes?
We were very lucky because we all really got along easily, and there was no effort involved. It just sort of happened that way, and that doesn't always happen. So yeah, we just spent a lot of time together. We were sort of thrown into it right away. We had to shoot. We shot the beginning of the film sort of in sequence, which is nice and doesn't usually happen that way. Wearing those really heavy spacesuits at the beginning of the movie bonded us because you're wearing helmets that when you have the helmet on, you have an earpiece in, and you actually can't hear anybody else except the astronauts that you're connected with. So that bonded us very quickly.
I was reading a little bit more about it yesterday, and it seems like everything that is portrayed is real and NASA researched in terms of how the technology has evolved. Is it true, or is there are a lot of fictionalization as well?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I hope it's true. I mean, you'd
Yeah.
have to ask. I guess you'd have to ask Ridley and the writer, of course. But I think a lot of it is based in reality.
How much was the book an inspiration? I think it's great that the book started all this because it's such a greatly written book.
Yeah, well, the script is a very close adaptation of the book. So, I mean, I certainly use the book as a sort of Bible going into it for sure.
There's a certain scene in the film where she's exercising in space. Is that real?
What do you mean? Is it real?
I mean, is that possible?
Yeah. I think they have to astronauts have to do a certain amount of physical activity because of the weightlessness, and you lose a lot of muscle when you're just sort of floating around and not actually having to be even just not walking as much. It affects your body. So yeah, I do know that there is actual working out in space.
How much is the preparation also important to the role? You talk about the weightlessness, and I remember interviewing Sandra Bullock for Gravity, and there's a lot of training involved for the laws of non-gravity, etc. So is there anything you needed to do?
No, I think probably Sandra's experience on Gravity was different than ours because I know she did that a lot of the film. Ours was different. I mean, I only had a few scenes where I was doing the zero gravity stuff, and it's all wire work, so it's very specific and choreographed. And no, there wasn't physical training. I mean, they wanted us to train with the wire work, but timing is always an issue, and there ended up just not being enough time to even do that. But it wasn't as hard as I sort of thought it might be. We had a great stunt team, so they made it really easy to sort of figure it out.